Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. Just playing catch up here a little bit. Been away for a minute. Haven't done one of these reviews in a while. Um, you know, life gets in the way. Get busy. Um, don't know why I hit history. I'm looking at the load board. Anyway, um, there's a good amount of loads in the load board itself. If we look at anywhere to anywhere, there's 4,100 loads, which is not a bad number. Um, I did get an email from Amazon, I want to say about a month ago, stating that they were going to soon be needing a lot of trailer required loads hauled. Um, Oakland, Oregon is where I'm at now. Taking a load up to Vancouver, Washington. But let's look at some of these. Someone asked me for Greensboro, North Carolina. There's a whopping 5 loads. First one's going to Houston at 223 per mile for a 53-foot trailer required. The next one is also a trailer required 53-footer going to Florida at 296 per mile. This one's also a trailer required going to Florida at 250. Sorry, I need to pause that. At 267, and that may have just gone up right then. I could be wrong. And then there's one coming clear all the way out to Stockton, California. That's a hell of a long run, and they're paying a whopping $1.40 a mile. Yeah. That's kind of the nature of what Amazon does, guys. I actually kind of want to look at this on a map. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty cool way to lose money. Anyway, let's jump on another one. We'll look at LA. 127 loads. Let me because I know a lot of you have interest in box truck, and there was a comment on Facebook, and I take a lot of them at face value just because, people sometimes say things to say it. So there's one going from Eastville to San Francisco, and they may just be trying to save some money instead of doing it in a 53-footer, because it's not even going to a post office. Or maybe they're doing it just because it's a small facility. Yeah, that's not real truck friendly. So it makes sense they send a small truck there. Anyway, at $1.95 a mile, and that's all there really is. There's another load out of Bakersfield going to Stockton, for $1.59 a mile. And let's switch back to all the equipment. I've never seen a 28-foot trailer in use with them, so we'll just leave it at that. And so there's a power only. This one's a little round trip tour. 243 per mile. That's actually kind of not too bad. But of course, this starts tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and it's 10 o'clock at night. So this is when the rates get a little better. There is a trailer required going from Rancho Cucamonga to Aurora, Colorado at $355. I'm getting better than that heading to Washington, and I will definitely find a load coming out of here versus Colorado can be bad. There's one going to Salem, Oregon, which I'll be passing in the morning for $330 a mile. There's a little short haul, 42 miles for $808 a mile. There's a trailer required, $353 a mile heading to Utah. There's a trailer required heading to Stockton for $353. That's actually not too bad. That's comparable to what the market would pay. There's one that just got unlocked, also going to Stockton for $374. That's a little bit better than the other one. There's a Teams load for $133 a mile for 6,000 miles. No thanks. There's a Teams load going to Salem, Oregon for $249. Power only. Yeah, I don't get why they don't take better care of their team drivers. Here is a load going to Reno, $316 a mile. This one's a trailer required, which is rare. A trailer required for a team. It's 1,400 miles at $275 a mile. Yeah, team loads coming out of California are solidly in the threes. Not really sure why they do that. So here we have a 53-footer required going to Houston at $259. I have done loads from LA to Dallas for $5,200, and so that's still on the cheap side. Here is a trailer required at $537 a mile for 42 miles. That's not too bad if you could actually get unloaded quick. I mean, if you could really pull this off in 2 hours and 16 minutes, it's better than $100 an hour. Anyway, so here is a trailer required heading out to Salem, Oregon for $324. There's a trailer required also heading to Salem, Oregon for $324. There's one going to San Francisco. That's our box truck we saw earlier. There's a team load for $1.53. This one is a round trip tour. There is a trailer required heading out to Salem, Oregon for $293. There's another team load, round trip tour, 4,200 miles for $1.64. Same thing, $1.58. There's a trailer required heading to Schertz, Texas. I believe that's up in the Dallas area, if I remember right, for $2.52 a mile. There's $1.67 for a team load. There's a trailer required, $2.53, also heading out to Schertz, Texas. There's another one for $2.21. Here we have a team's load for $132. You know, there's a lot of load here, guys, but we're already into Wednesday. So really the market's a little bit on the bear side. There's $175 for teams. There's $209 going to Lakeland, Florida. Wow. So you're going all the way across country. Let me give you guys an example. This going all the way across the country. I had a driver pick up a load in Phoenix, Arizona, just on Friday, and he's unloading tonight, I believe, in Jacksonville, Florida, and that paid $7,000. Less miles, 7,000 bucks. Granted, you know, the Amazon load's probably way lighter. I know the load he took was like 37,000 pounds or something. Anyway, there's 247 for a trailer required heading to Reno, Nevada. That load could stand to be a little bit better, but you know, if you keep using the argument of it's really light and you're not burning fuel, that's kind of on par with that idea. There's 175 for a trailer required heading to Olive Branch, Mississippi, MEM6. That's a new facility, actually. Hope they're better than MEM1 for unloading you. By new, I mean they opened it just last year. The guy told me I was delivery number 6 when they first opened it. Anyway, there is 246 per mile for a trailer required heading to Salem, Oregon. There's Coppell, Texas for 212 a mile, trailer required. I'm noticing there's not a whole lot of power only stuff other than the teams. I don't know if they're putting those into contracts and people are taking those or what the deal is. Trailer required at $1.82. Of course, that's on Wednesday going to Indianapolis. There's one going to Lebanon, Texas for $1.80. And yeah, I think I'm gonna cut LA off here because the rates really aren't indicative of what they're going to end up going at. Especially with the trailer required loads, those go up a lot as the time gets closer. And so let's look at Atlanta. Atlanta seems to be a hot market for box trucks. There's rumors running around on Facebook. I saw someone posted that they were told by some sort of manager that Amazon was doing away with box trucks in the LA market. I think a couple viewers are doing box truck in LA market. If you guys are watching and you could comment below, is there truth to that? Did the market suddenly dry up? Do you guys still have work? Or if it dried up, you know, just drop a comment so that people that are about to jump on don't go and spend the money only to find, you know, they don't have work. That's kind of, it's the nature of why I put these videos up. I really hate to see people invest money and they jump in kind of half-cocked and then realize, holy cow, this is a disaster. So let's isolate just the box trucks for now and see what shows up there. I know a lot of routes over there exist, and it could be we're not going to see them just because we're not going to see them and they've been assigned. There's still 75 loads. And so here is 137 miles for 188 a mile. There is 146 miles for 175 a mile. There's 134 miles for 198 a mile. There is 163 miles for 195 per mile. There is 136 miles for 187, and these are all Wednesday loads. Obviously, Tuesdays have already been booked. There is 178 miles for 170. There's 181 miles for 187 per mile. There's 164 for 190 a mile. 171 for 185 a mile. 140 for 219 a mile. There is 172 for 170 a mile. 178 for 169 a mile. 154 for 299 a mile. 122 for 213 a mile. There's 203 miles for 161 a mile. There's 168 miles for 175 a mile. and we're into Thursday now. So that's what the availability was for Wednesday. We've been into Thursday already for a little bit. That was the last Wednesday one. So we're into Thursday now. We'll run through it a little more just to give you guys an idea. There's 139 miles for 186, 146 miles for 175, 170 miles for 170, 136 miles for 187, 163 miles for 179. There's 172 miles for 169. There's 188 miles for 172. There's 181 miles for 162. 171 miles for 169. 164 miles for 168. 140 miles for 193. 155 miles for 167. 172 miles for 168. 178 miles for 163. 124 miles for 202. 154 miles for 187. 203 miles for 161. 130 miles for 196. And we're into Friday, guys. I think the rates are definitely lower. There's more loads available. If you go back to some of the older videos where we looked at Atlanta, and I told you guys there wasn't a whole lot of market there, there's definitely more market available, but do you guys notice it's cheaper? There's a YouTuber, Kobe Pegway. I'm not sure if I mentioned him already. He's got a channel where, he posts what he's doing with Amazon, and he was one of the first people that posted they had lowered that rate, and so he's walking away. He's not taking his routes, he's canceling them, and it's, in my opinion, it's kind of sad. It's putting people out of work, and at this rate, if this is a 4-hour load, the one we're looking on top, 4 hour and 20 minutes for $137, you can't afford to pay a driver. That's not enough rate where you're going to pay for your truck, pay for your fuel, insurance, maintenance, and still have a driver that you pay. It's just not going to be a fair rate. And you still have the thing where those 4 hours are up when you get to your delivery in McDonald, Tennessee. You're still going to have to deadhead back. And so who pays for that? I've been saying it for a bit. I didn't really like this segment of the market, and I kind of got criticized a little bit by some of the viewers, but that may boil down to, you don't like what you're hearing, but that doesn't mean, I'm not trying to be mean, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm just kind of pointing out what's there. And so let's just look at like the newest stuff coming up. So here's a trailer required from Union City to Union City. Oh, well, I'm not really sure what's going on there, but that's not bad. Oh, but it's going to take 6 hours. Still, at 6 hours, how much fuel can you possibly burn, and you're going to get $870? I'd go do that. A driver may not like it, but I'd go do it. Sit in a truck and idle for a few hours and get, $870? Sure. And in fact, if you tell me do that every day, why not? How much fuel can you possibly burn going a third of a mile? You know what I mean? And so here's a power only 76 miles going to Macon, Georgia for $3.49 a mile. That's not too bad. You'd have to do a few more loads during the day. So here's $3.97 for 181 miles. $3.97 is the per mile rate. So that's not too bad. but it's a one-way, and you'll have to find a way back from there. So there's a team's load for 293 for 874 miles. That's actually not bad. You know, that's more like what team load should be paying. I think that should be over $3, but you know, that's still a decent day's work. And so there's 784 miles for 243. Another team's load. That one's going to Kenosha, Wisconsin. There's a $1.51 for a power only load of almost 3,000 miles. This one's what they call a tour. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. There's a power only teams load 172 going to Dallas, and there's other stops along the way. Dallas is stop number 4. And this one's into Thursday already. And so there's not a whole lot in the market to begin with. And so, yeah, there's some changes going on there, guys. For those of you that have been on the fence and you're about to pull the trigger and jump in, I'd sit back and observe a little more. I don't think I'd go out and buy equipment. My fear is Amazon. My long-term fear, guys, I've always said in business, the way you survive is you prepare for worst case scenario and you're ready to monopolize when everybody else flounders. In other words, don't fall for the mousetrap, monopolize on the mousetrap. And so what I think is going to happen is all these people are buying box trucks, so they're already driving the price up of box trucks. Used to be you could get a box truck from one of these, you know, rental places, and you were getting them for 15 to 20,000 bucks, you know, and now they're almost 30,000 bucks. Why? Supply and demand. People are gobbling these things up, and instead of them going to like a small company that's going to run, you know, material or equipment from one of their facilities to another, and they might in 3 years do, you know, 50,000 miles, you know, box truck operators for Amazon are swooping these things up. The other market for them was they send them to auction, and, you know, these guys take them to other countries, you know, third world countries, Mexico being one of them. And so a lot of that market now doesn't have trucks to pick from. So the price of the truck's gone up, and guys are buying these trucks at over market value. And, well, not for the current, but what it should be. And I fear what's going to happen is as Amazon sets up these vans to do the last mile delivery and they start cutting the box trucks loose, all of a sudden people are going to be sitting on these box trucks that now they can't get rid of because no one's trying to buy them. The price is going to plummet because the market's going to be flooded with trucks for sale. And the same thing is going to happen to the rate to try and go to a load board because everyone's going to try and find work somewhere. This is why I've said since day one, if you're going to buy a box truck, go make a relationship with someone, establish some work, and use Amazon as a backup. Or jump into Amazon in peak season when it's paying well, but have yourself something else going for the rest of the time. Anyways, my phone's about to die, and I need to get a little shut-eye because I need to finish this load in the morning. List in the comments what markets you guys want. I know there's a bunch of them I never got to, and they're like buried way deep in the comments, but I just wanted to get a quick video out. I'm not really sure what my plan is for tomorrow. I know I got a 10 a.m. unload appointment, but I don't know where my next load is and how far I got to move to grab it. But if I get a chance tomorrow night, I'll do another one, and we'll go from there, guys. As always, thanks for watching.